Good evening. Coming up tonight, there's more than one way USC can beat the Tigers in the coming week. Hear about this year's Clemson-Carolina blood drive.
There was a hit and run in the Vista. We have the details on the tragic incident.
And hear about the triumphs of women's soccer and the defeat of Gamecocks football.
But before all that, meteorologist Ben Carlin is here to give us a preview of this week's forecast.
Yeah, Marissa, it was a bit of a crazy forecast last week, and the same applies this week. We went out of a warmer week into a colder weekend, and one thing's for sure here in South Carolina, and that's, we're never going to get cold weather for too terribly long. How that will look this week, I'll have that more for you tonight on my forecast on SGTV Nightly News. Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Justin Walsh.
And I'm Marissa Duray. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Today marks the start of the annual Carolina-Clemson Blood Drive. This will be the 36th year that the University of South Carolina and Clemson University have faced off to see which student body can donate the most blood.
Even though it is a competition between rival universities, this blood drive has saved thousands of lives since the year it first began.
Now, U of SC students, if you're interested in participating in the blood drive, you can sign up for an appointment at the CCBD Instagram at U of SC Blood Drive.
Some donation locations include the SEC Conference Room, Russell House Rooms 202 to 205, as well as the Red Cross trucks located outside the Russell House. The drive will go from today until Friday, November 19th, so get out there to support the cause and try to beat Clemson.
The University of South Carolina has started a new fellowship aimed at increasing diversity in graduate school ranks.
Through the partnerships with historically black colleges and universities across the state, the Rising Star Fellowship will remove financial barriers for underrepresented students interested in continuing their education. Recipients of the fellowship will receive funding to help offset the cost of tuition, health insurance, and other associated fees. Tracy Weldon, Vice Provost at South Carolina and Dean of the Graduate School, said, quote, "The goal is ultimately to increase the diversity of our graduate school population, and I think that should start in the state of South Carolina," end quote. The Rising Star Fellowship is beginning as a pilot program. It has the potential to greatly impact the state. The Columbia Police Department is currently investigating a hit and run in the Vista that took the life of a pedestrian this past Friday. According to authorities, the incident took place around 3 in the morning on Friday and happened in the 800 block on Gervais Street. Police have confirmed that the victim was a 64-year-old man, but his identity remains unreleased at this time. CPD's Traffic Safety Unit is currently working with surveillance cameras in the area to see if any of the incident was caught on tape. Police are encouraging anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 888-CRIME-SC. Free tuition for some students at 16 South Carolina technical colleges is starting soon. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster has announced a $17 million investment into South Carolina's technical colleges. It is going to allow those schools to offer students tuition to earn credentials for certain high-demand jobs. This investment is providing tuition relief for more than 15,000 students across the state. The free tuition is for the spring 2022 semester. Governor McMaster also asked the state's General Assembly to provide a $124 million plan in an American Rescue Plan Act to extend the program throughout June 30th, 2024. And as we're still in the pandemic, I think it's so great that colleges, the technical colleges like this, are offering programs for the high-demand jobs that are in need as well. Obviously, and especially nowadays, I know so many students graduate college without having a set job to go into just because of, especially after the few years we've had, it's been hard for some. Like I know people close to me have hard time getting jobs straight out of college, so it's great to see things like these, initiatives such as these doing such great things. Oh, absolutely. Well, that's all we have for Columbia News, but stick around to hear about a big win for the Gamecock women's soccer team. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. What's been going on in the world of Gamecock athletics? Well,
Gamecocks, we've finally figured out who the best Carolina is. And if it was difficult to walk on campus today, if you felt like each step was stuck to the ground, check your shoes. Maybe you had a little tar on your heel. At least the women's soccer team did, because they pulled off one of the biggest upsets of the whole soccer season. knocking off North Carolina 1-0 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Sure, it wasn't the most exciting game to watch. I mean, the two Carolinas carried a 0-0 tie and just 5 shots on goal into the 81st minute. But that's when Carolina kicked things into gear. Ryan Garris sent a sideline pass to Lauren Chang, who found Luciana Zullo across the box to lace a shot into the bottom corner of the net and give the Gamecocks the lead and the eventual win. After the game, Coach Shelley Smith expressed tons of pride in her team, but made note to applaud the talented Tar Heels as well.
You know, they're just an amazing program, so obviously I'm proud of our players to come in and not back down, but to come in and give it a good game. And I didn't think this was a matchup that should have happened in the first round anyway. It's unfortunate that one of us can't move on from this. They're more deserving than a lot of teams to be still in the tournament. So, but you know, today was our day, and very proud of the girls, and we'll make the most of this opportunity now.
This was the first time UNC was eliminated in the first round in their school's history. In the 6th straight season, USC will advance to the second round, where this year they'll face Hofstra on Friday in Los Angeles, with game time still to be determined. Now, moving from the pitch to the gridiron, USC football fans have regressed back to a life of misery. This weekend, after a huge win against Florida to begin the month. It was a different story, with the Gamecocks watched Missouri stripe up and down the field and lead 24-14 after 3 quarters. A late comeback by the Gamecocks was not enough to stop Tyler Beatty from rushing for 209 yards and the Tiger defense from getting 6 tackles for loss, accounting for over 60 yards of negative Gamecock offense in the 31-28 defeat. In the end, the Gamecocks spent a little too much time keeping their eye on the Tigers, a practice they look to cut short with Auburn and Clemson headed to Columbia in the next 2 weeks. That's all I have for Carolina sports tonight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Will. A look into Columbia's nightlife this upcoming week. Stay with us to hear from entertainment news. Don't go away.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alex Teeter.
And I'm Alexa Daly, here to give you your entertainment events of the week.
Sad about the rain cancellations of last week? No need to worry. Gamecock Entertainment rescheduled their drive-in movie. This Wednesday, Knives Out will be featured at the SC State Fairgrounds. Grab some popcorn and head over to the event for starting at 6 p.m. For more information, be sure to check out Garnet Gate. Now, going to the theater is a lot of fun, but I'm sure it's going to be a whole new experience doing a drive-in movie.
Right? I've never been to a drive-in, so I think this is going to be my first. I have to go. I know everyone has their go-to karaoke song, and now is the time to showcase them. Carolina Productions wants to see your best performances tomorrow night. Make your way to the Russell House Theater from 6 to 9 p.m. to show off your dazzling vocal cords. Now, I know my go-to karaoke song is Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain, and I just love to put on that performance for everybody.
My personal favorite is Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
Oh, that's another good one.
It's a classic.
Crowd pleaser.
Calling all escape artists. Do you have what it takes? Thursday After Dark continues their series of Escapology this week. From 7 to 11 p.m., come to Escapology and test your skills. There will be shuttles on the horseshoe to take you to and from the event. Once again, look at Garnet Gate for additional information. Now, I've never done an escape room personally. What about you?
I have, and it was actually a lot of fun the last time I did it.
How long does it usually take? Like an hour?
Depends who you're doing it with. Ready to celebrate the holidays? We got just the event for you. This Thursday is the 36th annual Vista Lights. This holiday block party features over 60 galleries, shops, and restaurants. Stop by from 6 to 10 p.m. to ring in the season and even get started on holiday shopping. Stay a while to see the annual tree lighting on the corner of Gervais and Lincoln Street. Now, I will definitely be there because I don't think it's ever too early to start the holiday festivities.
Oh, it's never too early. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm there.
That's all we have for your entertainment news this week. Up next, meteorologist Finn and Carlin will tell you if Columbia has finally made up its mind about what season we are in. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody, to SGTV Nightly News. I'm meteorologist Finn Carlin with your weather forecast for your Monday night. And Alex, I really wish that Columbia could make up its mind on what season it wants to be in. We're getting into winter time now, but it looks like Columbia is only giving us a little tease of winter right now, because can you believe your eyes? We have a frost advisory tonight. It's heading in later tonight into tomorrow morning, and I almost couldn't believe it when I saw it earlier. Columbia with a frost advisory, when last week we were in shorts and t-shirts in the middle of the week. Now, as Zach Brown says, we're stuck in colder weather, but at least we're in the same boat, all right? Now, temps are going to be peaking on Thursday at a high of 80 until a big temperature drop here on Friday, going into a sunny and cold game day. Let's look at the high temperatures for this week. It's averaged at about 68, but look at this really big drop after Thursday. Firstly, this looks like a really fun slide to go on. You know what I mean? Like a nice little water slide. You just go down right up off into the pool. But that's regardless because we're in winter right now. No riding water slides right now because you're going to freeze. But on Tuesday, tomorrow, we're going to have about 71 high. It's going to keep climbing up until Thursday. We're going to reach 77. So you're going to want to put away your sweaters and your jeans and pull out those shorts and t-shirts again on Thursday, but then quickly put them away because on Friday, we're getting into colder temperatures going into your weekend. 57 high on Saturday. On that game day, make sure to layer up because it's going to be a cold one down there at Williams-Brice, and then it all culminates into a 63 high on Sunday, getting into some cooler temperatures, but you know, it's Columbia. We don't know how long those are going to stay around. But tomorrow here in Columbia, South Carolina, tomorrow in the state, actually, the Midlands here acting as a bit of a warm weather hog, and I personally did not ask for it. I'm trying to get some of those colder temperatures here that Greenville and Greenwood and Rock Hill are taken from us, and as well as the coast here, all around the mid to high 60s here. 64 in Myrtle Beach, 68 in Charleston, Hilton Head, and then around 66 up in the upstate with low 70s pretty consistently here in the Midlands. Again, I didn't ask for it, but hey, that's what we got here in Carolina. But right now in Columbia, it's about 50 degrees. It feels like 48. We got a really low humidity. Temperatures are remaining cooler. We got a northwest wind going to about 5 miles per hour. It's about 716 here in the capital city right now. Sunset was at around 5:20. It's cool and clear. I'm still getting used to the idea that the sunset around 5:20. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it until time goes back to the way it was prior to daylight savings. But this week, we got sunny all throughout the week. You know, it was sunny earlier today and then sunny tomorrow all throughout the week. Really, we don't see many clouds or anything until Sunday. We have chance showers, about 20% chance of showers, though. It'll be sunny for most of that day. But on Saturday here, we have a Gamecock eclipse right here in the capital city here as Gamecocks and Auburn are going to be meeting up in Williams-Brice. We're going to see how that turns out. But it's going to be a chilly game day here. And as I was saying earlier, temperatures are going to rise and rise up until Friday when big drop from Thursday. We got 77 to Friday, 62. The lows are staying pretty consistent, but we still have a pretty big drop in our lows from Thursday to Friday, 56 to 47. So this weekend, it's going to be a chilly one. So make sure if you're getting outside, especially for that game day, make sure to layer up. But that's all I have for you on this. That's all I have for you here on SGTV Nightly News. We're going to have a great edition of Carolina Canines coming up right after this. Who knows? Could be my own dog. We'll see.
And finally tonight's edition of Carolina Canines is once again Toby. The picture was sent in to us by our very own meteorologist Finn Carlin. See, he wasn't lying. Toby is an 11-year-old Australian Shepherd and Bernese Mountain Dog mix. Toby gets his hair cut once a month, and sometimes the stylist decides to add a little spice when she's done. This time Toby got a bandana, and look how dapper it looks, dapper he looks in that thing. While Toby's standing proud, you can be sure he will soon be sleeping sound on a bed he's not supposed to be on. Now, I love the way Finn talks about his dog. Seeing him on his stories every time he's home, it just, what a derp.
Get you someone that how Finn talks about his dog.
Get someone who looks at you the way Finn looks at Toby.
Literally, Toby is literally the cutest. I'm obsessed.
I love Australian Shepherds too.
Absolutely. Oh, the cutest.
Love you, Toby.
Miss you. That's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV Nightly News, I'm Marissa Duray.
And I'm Justin Walsh. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to be.